Howdy, folks. How is everybody tonight? Happy Sunday to everybody. Hope y'all are doing good. Let me see. Am I coming through loud and clear? Let's see. Coming through loud? I am indeed. I am indeed. Let me see. Who have I got with me here tonight so far? Who have I got with me here tonight? We have got Kevin Kruger here. Your Spirit Halloween doesn't open until October? Spirit Halloweens are like opening up all over the place already. Dave's Spirit Halloween hasn't opened up yet. My goodness. Antonis, how you doing tonight, sir? We got Richard here. How you doing, Richard? We got Michael Sullivan. Got Horror Orman. We got Redbeard. Brian Trash. Big Smells. Scratch Burno. We got Watch Officer Benny. Zythrox is here. Thank you, Tignuts. Resubbed for 11 months over on Twitch. Thank you, sir. Very kind of you. El Chewy Gringo is here. El Chewy Gringo, you got a package coming to you soon.
Mama? Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this closet smells of death.
Nico. We got Nico here. What's up, Witch Hunter? Got Rick here. Cotton Eye Joe hanging out with us over on Twitch. Is that your Meg Ryan impression on that intro picture? Yes. I'm just going to say yes. Nico, thank you for the $10, my man. Hey, Piz, I'm tacoed up and strapped in for a fun ride with you and the crew. Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm sure tonight's going to be... Tonight's going to be a wild one. And we may actually do... I actually discovered another Roger Ebert worst of list. Depending on how long this one... Because this one is 13 of the worst horror movies of all time, according to Roger Ebert. If we make it through that... If I can make it through that one... with any shred of sanity left... There's a whole other worst of Roger Ebert list we may explore. So it might be a really wild ride tonight. But thank you, Nico. Dream Emulator is here. How you doing, sir? Got Derek Jana here. We got Jimmy J.J. Walker. Tyler Tylerson is here. You've got Katie here. How you doing tonight, Katie? Eerie Spirit is with us over on Twitch. Husband Adventures. Discovered your channel from the Scream 1981 review. Definitely has to be one of the worst horror movies of all time. Great review, by the way. Wow, what a review to introduce yourself to me. I'm surprised that review's getting out there. But yeah, that was Scream from 1981. Wow. Jojo Rice is here. There's Tignuts. Thank you, sir. Michael Martinez. Got Swaggy here. D Gulag. Swaggy's watching Bram Stoker's Dracula. Love that movie. Ferrisman resub for 3 months over on Twitch. Thank you, sir. And it's good timing because I know I've promised this City of the Living Dead watch party over on my Twitch channel for at least a couple of months. We're going to do that. It's going to happen this coming week. I'm not sure if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday just yet, but it's coming very soon. So if you're not following me over on Twitch, do that. That's my favorite Lucio Fulci film, and it's going to be a fun one. What's up, Matthew? Basti. That's right. Alien Romulus week. I know Jeremy's not forgotten. We'll be watching that thing first thing Friday. Killer Cuties over on Twitch. How you doing tonight? I enjoy these streams. Awesome. Do you like the Alligator movies 1 and 2? I bought them both on 4K. Yes, I like them both. The original Alligator is a classic. Alligator 2 is... It's bad, but it's kind of fun bad. So... Yes, please, if you've not dropped a like on this stream, please do so. That'd be great. Before we tear into Roger Ebert, I want to say I loved the Siskel and Ebert show as a kid. I did too. I liked Siskel and Ebert, and there was another one with I think it was was it Jeffrey Lyons, and there was another dude. They had their own review show too. I think I actually watched theirs more than Siskel and Ebert, to be honest. But I liked both. And you know, but at the same time, I mean, Siskel and Ebert, they hated horror. I think Siskel more than Ebert. But then later on in his life, Ebert kind of liked horror. He gave The Devil's Rejects like a huge rating. So he loved that movie. I think if that movie had come out in the 80s, he would have hated it. But, you know, I think he got a little soft in his old age. So, a couple of things I want to mention before we dive into the topic at hand here tonight. Charles Cyphers passed away. Charles Cyphers, of course, from Halloween 2, The Fog, Escape from New York. He was in Halloween Kills. A frequent collaborator with John Carpenter, and just, you know, it was kind of a gut punch when I saw that he'd passed away, because his scene in Halloween, I guess everybody's entitled to one good scare. There's just something about that scene as a kid. I don't know. It just seems like whenever I think of watching that movie as a kid, like that scene immediately comes to mind. It's not even a Michael Myers scene. It's not even a kill. It's just that scene is like the very first one that kind of comes to mind when I think about watching that movie as a kid. And I watched that movie as a kid over and over and over again, like so many of us. So yeah, it's just, it's, you know, it's another reminder that our classics are getting, you know, our classic movies are getting up there in age, and, you know, so are the people that made them.
Smells of death.
Kevin Kruger, thank you for was it $1.99? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, man.
Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this closet smells of death.
Michael. Kevin, thank you for the $1.99. Appreciate that. Top 5 Fulci movies. Number 1, City of the Living Dead. Number 2 would be Zombie. Number 3 would be The Beyond. Number 4 would be... You know, House by the Cemetery's actually risen up the list. I was not a big House by the Cemetery fan for the longest time, but I've kind of grown to appreciate that movie a little more over the years. So I'd put that at number 4, and number 5. Oh man, I don't know. Definitely not New York Ripper. Oh geez. Cat in the Brain? Maybe. I don't know. Top 4 is easy for me, but once it gets beyond that, it's a little more difficult. But thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. Michael, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for Halloween 281 mask review from Graveside. I bought last. You bought the last copy last night. Really? Okay. Well, you got a really cool mask on your way then, my friend. Appreciate that. You've got a good mask to add to your collection. I love the old sheriff. I know. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a reminder that our classic movies are getting older, and the people who made them are getting up there in years too, you know. So I never got to meet him at a convention though, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have met him. I only heard good things about him. So yeah. R.I.P. to Mr. Cyphers. What's up, Punisher Batman fan? His Friday the 13th review is my favorite. Yes. Yes, I prefer the edited version that I reacted to a few years ago. My God, that was so funny. Oh, man. That was funny. What's up, movie fan? How you doing? I'm not even going to read that comment, Cliff. Another thing I want to mention that I think is so... I know like beating up on Disney is like low-hanging fruit these days because they're just... everything they do kind of turns to crap. But I'm sure you all are aware of the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves debacle. And I'm shocked that they're even still going to release this movie. But I'm sure you all have heard, like, they were going to go with Seven Dwarves in the beginning. And then Peter Dinklage came out and he criticized the company because I guess he's the only dwarf actor who can work in Hollywood. And because there's not 7 of him, then screw everybody else. So Disney decided to change it from 7 dwarves to 7 magical creatures of different sizes and ethnicities. Well, now what they've done is they've changed it yet again, and they've created CGI dwarves. So they knocked 7 actual little people actors out of roles in the beginning because they had to bow down to Peter Dinklage. They hired a cast of diverse, quote unquote, magical creatures. Now they've CGI'd over those actors with fake dwarves. How? I like at first I thought for sure this had to be fake. Like I thought for sure this was like fake. This was like some kind of AI generated thing. No, this is real. This is from the trailer. This is I don't know. I'm shocked that they're even releasing this thing. Shocked that they're releasing it. But I mean, I don't know. It's not. God. Ooh. And we are getting up there in years, except for the Eternal Piz. Well, no, I'm getting up there too. A buddy gave you a VCR watching old tapes on a CRT this evening. Nice, Andrew. Nice. Fulci made a great spaghetti western starring Frank Nero called Massacre Time. Great movie. I'll have to look into it. I like Contraband.
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it?
I think that's a really good Fulci
Mother, this closet
non-horror
smells of
movie. Kevin. Got another super chat coming through from Kevin. Hey Jamie, how are you doing? They had to do they've done like extensive reshoots on that movie. Like that movie was the new Snow White was supposed to come out like 2 years ago or something, and they postponed it, and they've done all these reshoots, and God, what a mess. Kevin Kruger, thank you for the $1.99. Top 5 Argento films. That's a really tough one. Goodness gracious. I would say number 1 is Deep Red. Number 2 is Suspiria. Number 3 is Tenebrae. Number 4 is... Opera. And I still have not gotten a shipping notification from Severin. And I know I'm sure you all have heard there was an issue with their 4K of Opera. So, but they're going to go ahead and ship out what they've got, and then in September they'll ship out the replacement discs. And then number 5, I would actually give Bird with the Crystal Plumage number 5. Bird with the Crystal Plumage may even be a little higher. That's a really good one. A lot of people don't talk about Bird with the Crystal Plumage, but it's very good. So there you go. Thank you, Kevin. Those doors, they do look creepy. Like they've made it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I would never have seen that. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, who's going to watch that movie? Honestly. I mean, it's going to be an enormous flop, but jeez. There's absolutely no reason for these live action movies to be made. I know. No reason whatsoever. That actually deserves some text to speech.
Andrew Morris says, there is absolutely no reason for these live action movies to be made.
Mother,
Amen.
this closet smells of death.
Nico! Lake Mungo is getting a 4K release. I might need to rewatch. Really? Where's the 4K coming from? Lake Mungo's awesome. Great movie. Thank you, Nico, for the $5. Hate to see you suffer for Dispiz buying you a shot. Thank you. I don't think I have anything. I'm just gonna have to go. I'm just gonna have to do this one completely cold turkey, and completely sober, I should say. So it's gonna. That's why I'm prolonging it, but we're gonna get there. I promise. We're gonna get there. What's up, Adam? How you doing? JoJo's laid up for this weekend with an injured knee. Watch some Charles Bronson movies. 10 to Midnight and The Mechanic. There you go. There you go. Hey, you're doing the right thing. I would also recommend Blood Hunt. That's a great one. Death Wish 2, of course. And, I mean, can you go wrong with any Bronson movie, really? Opera and Stendhal Syndrome. Bird is my number 2. Suspiria always number 1. Yeah. Bird with the Crystal Plumage is really good. That one gets over. I mean, Argento did so many just crazy good giallo movies. And like right in a row too. It's I think that one gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. You ordered the Burial Ground 4K from Severin, no pillowcase? You missed out, man. You missed out. All right, let's just go ahead. Let's just go ahead and get into it here. The 13 worst horror movies of all time, according to Roger Ebert. And we already know from that thumbnail. Halloween 3? Really? Halloween 3? Hi. All right. All right. Yeah, JoJo Blood Hunt is awesome. Incredible. I mean, look, the cast, you've got Bronson, Lee Majors, and Carl Weathers. Okay? That's a good movie. All right, so here we go. The 13 worst horror movies of all time, according to Roger Ebert. Yada, yada, yada. Roger Ebert was a vocal opponent of horror movies that inflicted violence and gore without reason. Many of Ebert's low-rated or worst horror picks like Hellraiser, Resident Evil, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and Lake Placid have become cult classics and beloved among the genre's fan base. Is Resident Evil now considered a classic? I'll take your word for that one. All right, here we go. Let's go into number 13. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Well, at least it's low on the list. At least it's low. For earning a spot on Ebert's most hated movie list, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch earned a 1.5-star review from Ebert. However, it still landed as one of the worst horror movies. The low-rent thriller from the first frame, quote-unquote. We don't need to see the rest of that plot synopsis. There are a lot of problems with Halloween 3, but the most basic one is that I could never figure out what the villain wanted to accomplish if he got his way. He wanted to turn every child's head in the country into mush and crickets and snakes and insects. How hard is that? I mean, clearly. Did he not see what happened to that kid when he put the mask on? Good Lord, Ebert. You need things spelled out for you or something? Halloween 3 continues to fall from the greatness of the original John Carpenter film, this time an even further departure, forgetting the movie monster that made it so iconic. Yada, yada, yada. Ebert decides the film is, quote-unquote, assembled out of familiar parts from other better movies. The seemingly only silver lining of the third franchise installment for Ebert was Nelkin. She has one of those rich voices that makes you wish she had more to say and in a better role. That's not what he was focused on. Her rich voice. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me, that's not what he was focused on. Okay. All right. So we've started off. I mean, Halloween 3 was expected because of the thumbnail. We knew it was coming. It's low on the list at least. So, you know, it's not. I think we got that one out of the way at least. So. Hey. All right. All right. Let's see what's the chat saying about Halloween 3. Halloween 3 isn't even the worst Halloween film. Dan O'Hurley is in my top 20 of all-time movie bad guys. Yeah. Dan O'Hurley, Carl Cochran, is freaking awesome. Ay vey. He made it pretty clear he was sacrificing the children to a demon. This list has already lost any respect that it might have had. I love Halloween 3. All right. So Halloween 3 at number 13. All right. Moving on, number 12. Constantine. What could you not like about Constantine, man? You wonder what kind of an LA cop would allow herself to be experimentally drowned in a bathtub by a guy who lives over a bowling alley. Quote unquote. You're watching Constantine and that's a thought that's crossing your mind. You realize this is, we're talking about like an exorcist and there's demons everywhere and there's angels everywhere, but that's what you get hung up on. That's the element of the movie that really gets under your skin, that gets your panties in a twist. Constantine earned a 1.5-star review from the critic, while also winding up on his most hated list. All right. Unwilling to give the film a pass for its technical struggles, like the depiction of hell he called a post-nuclear Los Angeles, created by animators with a hangover. Ebert was skeptical of the rough around the edges premise based on the popular DC Comics character. Rough around the edges premise? How is the premise rough around the edges? Constantine is an exorcist. Gabriel wants the spear of destiny to resurrect the devil's son and create an apocalypse. And he's got to stop it. What's rough around the edges about that? His divisive, sarcastic review made it clear this R-rated horror movie was only a winner with the genre fans able to accept the strange logic of the smattering of fantastical elements produced on screen. It's a fantastical movie, dummy. I mean, did you go into Constantine expecting it to be, what's the Friedkin movie with, Roy Scheider and Gene Hackman in it? Did you expect that when you walked into Constantine? Did you expect that kind of cop movie? Jeez, oh Pete. He's walking into Constantine expecting like a gritty cop movie. Lord have mercy. All right, what's everybody saying about Constantine in the chat? Constantine's in my top 15 movies of all time. Love it. Was that yeah, it's a horror movie. Oh yeah. It's a horror movie. It's a horror movie. Demons, exorcisms. It's horror. It's horror. Constantine, what? I'm outraged. Yeah, Tilda Swinton was great as Gabriel in that movie, and I really loved. What's the guy's name who played Lucifer? Stormare. Peter Stormare, I think. He was really good too. Constantine's a fun movie. Like what? The French Connection. Thank you. Yes, I can't believe I forgot that one. The French Connection. Great movie. All right. All right, Constantine, number 12. The number 12 worst horror movie of all time, according to Roger Ebert. All righty, let's move on here. Number 11 is The Grudge. The Grudge. Now, if it was the Grudge remake they did a few years ago, I would totally agree with them. But this Grudge wasn't bad. I thought I've not seen this one in a few years, but I remember this one being pretty good. I thought this was one of the better American remakes of a J horror movie, honestly. The Grudge is a formulaic haunted house film that managed to secure a 1-star rating from Ebert. The movie may have some subterranean level on which the story strands connect and make sense, but it eluded me. The fragmented time structure is a nuance, not a style, quote unquote, said Ebert. I wonder if he likes the J horror version. I'm sure he does. And I think they borrowed the same structure from that movie, right? I mean, I don't know. This one's not too egregious, I think. I mean, really, this one made the list. Like, there's so many legitimately bad horror movies out there. The Grudge. Saw The Grudge in the theater and was terrified. I still watched the DVD and loved it. Yeah, I saw it in the theater when it first came out too. I remember thinking it was pretty good. You know? Did anybody ever make a prank phone call to anybody who'd also seen the movie, and when they answered, you just went, You know you did. You know you did. Have to agree with you on The Grudge. Love the movie. The Grudge was all right. The American Grudge was not good compared to Ju-On, but worst of all time, I don't know. I actually saw this one before I saw Ju-on. And yeah, Ju-on is better. I mean, it's just better. But this one's not bad. Now, if you saw the remake they did a few years ago, now that one was bad. That one was bad. And that's right. The same guy, the same director. He did Ju-on, then he did this, then he did The Grudge 2. Or no, wait a minute. I'm thinking of the Ring director. Right? Yeah, the guy who directed Ringu directed Ring 2. The American Ring 2. And that one was pretty bad. I mean, this one's not too egregious. I'm surprised that this one's even on the list. There's so many worse movies out there. Why The Grudge? 13 Ghosts at number 10. I know 13 Ghosts has cultivated a pretty strong following over the years. I've not seen it in a very long time. I don't remember liking it, to be honest. I thought the actual ghosts inside the whatever, I thought they were far more interesting than any of the other characters in the movie. Like, I wanted to see a movie about those ghosts. But I really don't remember very much about this movie at all. And I don't remember liking it that much. So, any fans of 13 Ghosts out there? This one earned a 1-star rating from Ebert. The physical look of the picture is splendid. The screenplay is dead on arrival. The noise level is torture, he said. For Ebert, the screenplay and post-production are where the 13 Ghosts failed. The inescapable sound design was an attack on the ears, while the fumbling dialogue and poor editing targeted weary eyes. I remember it looking good. I don't remember the sound, being, disruptive or an annoyance or anything. Any fans of 13 Ghosts out there? Shannon Elizabeth was my dream girl back then. It was fine. 13 Ghosts is dumb but slick and entertaining. I don't know about worst ever, but it was poop. 13 Ghosts was poop. Okay. Yeah, the Ring 2 featured CGI deer. That was pretty. I mean, on top of it just being a bad movie, the CGI deer just put it over the top. So. Just for the Creatures is you. I'm guessing you liked it for the Creatures. I liked House on Haunted Hill and House of Wax more. Some cool effects on the ghosts in that movie. I enjoy 13 Ghosts, and I pop in the Blu-ray player every now and then. I dig the William Castle remake, but House on Haunted Hill is the best of them. 13 Ghosts is an okay second feature. Yeah, it's okay. How can a movie starring Shannon Elizabeth be considered bad? So this is another one. It's not that egregious. I've kind of thought about revisiting 13 Ghosts a time or two over the years, but I've just never gotten around to it. So I don't know. This one's not that egregious for me. But let's move on. Number 10, 13 Ghosts. Didn't Steve Beck also do Ghost Ship? I remember liking Ghost Ship a lot. I went and saw that one in the theater twice. So I like Ghost Ship. Hopefully Ghost Ship is not on this list, but we'll see. Number 9, Friday the 13th Part 2. I mean, it was only a matter of time before a Friday the 13th movie was on the list, right? Only a matter of time. Ay. Okay, all right. For Ebert, this dismal sequel felt personal as he screened it in his hometown theater on a Friday night surrounded by teens and college students. His half-star review. details how the first 2 minutes of the experience made him nostalgic of his youth and the on-screen memories of teenagers who fell in love, made out with each other, customized their cars, listened to rock and roll, and were rebels without causes.
Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this closet smells of death.
Bismo. Thank you, sir. The short-lived sentimentality was crushed by the violent slasher deaths of a new set of terrorized camp counselors. This movie is a cross between the mad slasher and dead teenager genres. About 24 movies a year feature a mad killer going berserk, and they're all about as bad as this one, said Ebert. His interest in the sequel stopped as soon as the surviving heroine from the first film was killed within the first few minutes. Ebert took issue with the deeper meaning movies like this unconsciously portrayed. The primary function of teenagers is to be hacked to death. It was a sentiment he declared was applicable and could be interchanged with any of the franchise films, making Friday the 13th Part 2 one of the worst horror movies in Ebert's opinion. I mean, imagine going into Friday the 13th Part 2 with any thoughts of anything related to a quote-unquote deeper meaning. Like, bro, clutch your pearls harder. What is wrong with you? Jeez. Let's see. Bismo. Where'd that super chat go? Here we are. Bismo, thank you for the $5, my man. Hey, Piz, good to see you. Well, thank you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate that, man. Very kind of you. Hope you're having a good night. All right, so Friday the 13th Part 2, the number 9 worst horror movie of all time, according to Roger Ebert. All right, let's see. Unforgivable. I don't think he and Siskel watched the movies all the way through. Probably not. Ebert was a snob. Yeah. Like, I think he just went into these movies. He went into these movies with the intention of just like writing the most snobbish lambasting of them that he possibly could, you know. The audacity, I know. His hatred of Friday the 13th Part 2 is unforgivable. Second best of the franchise, says Redbeard. My introduction to the band Ghost, my introduction to the band Mudvayne was Ghost Ship. I remember that song. Yep. That wasn't my introduction to them, but I remember that song on this playing at the end of Ghost Ship. It's a good song, by the way. Good song. Yes, tap that like. If you've not dropped a like on the stream, please do so. This list is proof that Ebert never had taste. All right, let's move on. Number 8, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Another 2 Friday the 13th movies in the 13 worst movies of all time, according to Roger Ebert. And this, in my opinion, is an example of the perfect slasher movie. This is a perfect slasher movie. Oh, man. In a heated review session with the iconic Gene Siskel, Ebert tears this franchise installment to shreds, calling it mindless, bloody violence. It's a Friday the 13th movie, man. What are you looking for in a Friday the 13th movie? A deep existential experience? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Ebert calls out that Friday the 13th, the final chapter, would not be the final movie, given that Paramount had taken the bucket to the cesspool 4 times and knew the title was a marketing ploy. They took the bucket to the cesspool. Friday the 13th, the final chapter, is 90 minutes of teenagers being strangled, stabbed, impaled, chopped up, and mutilated. That's all this movie is. quote unquote. And it's a perfect example of teenagers being strangled, stabbed, impaled, chopped up, and mutilated. And look, he's completely overlooking. You have the family element with the Jarvises, which I think is really well done in this movie. You have Tommy Jarvis, which I think is, I mean, everybody thinks is a great character. You've got the characters, the teen characters, like every one of those teen characters is really well defined. They've each got their own personality. They've each got their own little quirks. And then the kills in this movie are insane. I mean, Tom Savini just, he outdid himself here. So you've got good characters, likable characters, characters who you don't want to see get killed. And when they do get killed, it's freaking brutal. And I think it's a great looking movie. It's very dark. It's ominous. It's sinister. It's really the last, I think it's the last of the Paramount Friday the 13th movies that really had that dark, sinister, like, truly scary kind of vibe about them. Ebert departed from Siskel in his opinion that the fourth installment sent a bleak message to teenagers that the world is hopeless and will kill you no matter what your hopes, dreams, or aspirations may be. Siskel disagreed, telling Ebert he was sounding a little soapboxy. Siskel! Yeah. Arguing that the generation's youth wouldn't see the film as a worldview. Exactly. The pair were in final agreement on a sickening realization that with this franchise, audiences seek out and are entertained by young women being stabbed over and over again. Just as many men were stabbed and mutilated in part 4 as women, right? I mean, yeah, just as many. And look, Trish is a damn good final girl. I've said this before, I'll say it again. She is an overlooked and underappreciated final girl in this series. No question about it. This is ridiculous. I mean, again, he's going into the world. Nobody in their right mind, aside from Roger Ebert, walked out of this movie going, the world is hopeless and it's going to kill me no matter what my hopes, dreams, or aspirations may be. Can you imagine if you went to your therapist and you were like, the world is hopeless and it's going to kill me no matter what my hopes and dreams or aspirations may be? How did you come to this conclusion? I watched Friday the 13th, the final chapter. I really think the therapist would throw a glass of cold water in your face and say, wake up, dummy. What's wrong with you? Jesus. Siskel coming in hot. All right, let's see what the chat's saying about Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Ebert was just jealous he was never asked to go skinny dipping and didn't have dance moves like Crispin. I know. Lord have mercy. Piz, you got to run the edited Ebert and Siskel review tonight. You know it. Oh, my God. Let me see if I can... Hold on a second. Let me see if I can find that. That was so funny. Holy Lord. Let me see if I can find that. Siskel and Ebert, Friday the 13th. Okay, let's see. There's my there's my video reacting to it. Oh crap, here it is. Do we do it now or do we do it later? Do we do it now or do we do it later? Let me cut out this intro here. Do we do it now or do we do it later? What do you guys think? We can does it now or we can does it later. Siskel had more of a stick up his butt. He did, but he brought some common sense there. I mean, come on. Okay, let's do it now. Let me put these in so there's no echo. All right. Oh goodness, this is going to be funny. Hold on.
That's really sweet. That's a lovely scene. This is a sequel to last summer's movie Friday the 13th, and it's a continuation of the senseless, gruesome, violent murders we saw in that first film. In the movie, young camp counselors return to the woods where the summer camp massacre occurred in the original Friday the 13th, and they hear stories about a kid who drowned in the lake. Or did he? Nope.
He is magically reborn because his spirit cannot rest until he completes some unfinished business. Some women show their bottoms, others show their breasts. That's about all the character development we get.
It's just a series of teenagers who come on screen, say a few words, and then they're hacked to pieces. It exists only to show killing and mutilation. Here's another one of my favorite scenes from the movie. A kid in a wheelchair who has his head hacked open by a machete. And a young couple who are both impaled by the same spear. Friday the 13th Part 2 isn't just against women, it's against everybody.
Exactly.
The movie would have been better if it had been tougher and more uncompromising, but it contains a lot of very good scenes. I have those reservations, but I recommend it all the same.
I had the same expectations.
What?
I said, well, let's see, maybe they'll go another way. Maybe they won't have anybody killed. No. Bang, bang, bang. Don't be afraid of death. It's a part of life. It's a natural order of things. And I thought it was marvelous in an outdoor adventure picture to have that kind of a message.
The whole philosophical content in this film is kind of a refreshing change. It reminded me, strangely enough, and this was unexpected, of Japanese samurai movies. It has the same sort of attention to a code of behavior, how you deal with violence, how you deal with death, how you deal with your duties as a man or a woman in the society you live in, and then also the kid in a wheelchair who has his head hacked open by a machete.
I saw this film in New York, a large Arab population in the audience. When the machete went into the head of the kid in the wheelchair, they were yelling Allah, Allah at the screen. And it reminded me of the angry black films of the early 70s where the audience really got inspired by the picture.
Sure, it's fun. It's not as good as Lawrence of Arabia, but it's a good film, and it's been a long time since we've had an epic this good. And yet, it's simply a series of mutilations and murders.
I was surprised by it. I hadn't seen one like this for a long time. It reminded me of pictures that I saw as a kid about a mad slasher with a knife, a hatchet, and a machete. I enjoyed it a lot.
I did too, and one of the things I enjoyed the most about it was a kid in a wheelchair who has his head hacked open by a machete.
Oh my God. Good stuff. That is good stuff. Oh. So wait, what a hypocrite. He loves it there. I don't get it. I don't get these guys. I just don't get these guys. What is going on? What is going on? They're flip-floppers. Just a bunch of daggone flip-floppers. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Let's get back to the list here. All right, back to the list. All right, so Friday the 13th, the final chapter, number 8. Will this be the only, will this be the last Friday the 13th movie on this list? Will this be the last? I'm going to bet probably not, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving on. Number 7 is Hellraiser. Hellraiser. According to Roger Ebert, Hellraiser is the 7th worst horror movie of all time. Ebert awarded Hellraiser a 0.5-star rating. and one of the worst horror movies, in his opinion, of all time. Wow. Who goes to see movies like this? What do they get out of them? I like good horror movies because I enjoy being surprised and sometimes even moved, but there are no surprises in Hellraiser, only a dreary series of scenes that repeat each other. What fun is it watching the movie mark time until the characters discover the obvious, he said. Calling it a movie without wit, style, or reason, Ebert chastised Stephen King for praising writer and director Clive Barker. He expressed deep disappointment when he realized it was a full-length feature film, saying it was a movie you sit through with mounting dread. That's a good thing in a horror movie, isn't it? While Ebert couldn't wrap his mind around the appeal of Barker's body horror film, viewers and critics are staunch defenders of Hellraiser for its unique and imaginative entry into the genre that evolved into a full-fledged franchise. Like, I'm going to guess Ebert was not a big Clive Barker reader. Because, I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you, I mean, like, I can remember, I've talked about this before. I rented Hellraiser 2 without knowing what it was about, just expecting it to be a slasher movie or something, and it was way over my head. You know what I mean? I think maybe Hellraiser was just over his head at the time. You know, he was expecting something else, and he got Hellraiser. I don't know. The 7th worst horror movie of all time. Hellraiser is an excellent movie. Hellraiser tells a great story with many layers, including of flesh. That's correct. Hellraiser is one of my favorite of all time. Pinhead is an amazing character. This is actually just a list of my favorite horror films. Jeez. Really, Hellraiser? Well, I don't love the film, but I like it. I think that's a bit too far. Yeah. Hellraiser is a dark movie for sure, but bad. Get out of here. Big Crack Rock. I'm close to stealing the flowers from his grave. Don't do that, Crack Rock. Don't do that. Let the man rest. Oh, but good to see you tonight, Crack Rock. Hope you're doing well. Jeez. I mean, okay. Do we know? I mean, what kind of horror movies did Ebert like back then? I mean, I'm sure he was a fan of Silence of the Lambs. I'm sure he was a fan of, like, I don't know, like, what horror movies did he like from the 80s? That's another. I need to find that list. What horror movies did he like? Okay. Hellraiser, number 7 of the 13 worst horror movies of all time. Number 6, The Hitcher. Now, I was expecting The Hitcher to be on this list. I expected it to be lower. I actually expected The Hitcher to be like in the top 3, because I know that he gave it a 0-star rating, and he went so far as to claim that the writer of the film, Eric Red, was clearly like some kind of sick person to have even written this movie. While it's a 0-star horror movie from Roger Ebert, The Hitcher earned a positive consensus from critics and audiences, yada, yada, yada. To Ebert, The Hitcher touts a showdown of good and evil, but with deeper inspection, it is anything but as it depicts an unhealthy bond. What is particularly sick about The Hitcher is that the killer is not given a viewpoint, a grudge, or indeed even a motive. Yes, he does have a motive. John Ryder definitely had a motive. Yes, he did. Ebert spends a lot of time assessing the cyclical fashion of the film, from its opening and closing sequence to the character arc and the questionable shared bond between the heroic anti-hero and the villain. In his divisive review, he calls The Hitcher diseased and corrupt, saying it prefers to disguise itself as a violent thriller, and on that level, it is reprehensible. Reprehensible. Wow. Okay. So I was expecting The Hitcher. I knew Ebert hated The Hitcher. I could not disagree more. I love The Hitcher. I love everything about it. And you would kind of think like, Ebert's going into like a Friday the 13th movie looking for like some sort of deeper meaning. Like you didn't sense that maybe there was something a little deeper going on in The Hitcher, the relationship between Halsey and Ryder, and it's sort of a coming of age movie kind of too. And yes, Ryder had a motive. He wanted to die. He wanted to die. He gave you the option. I'm either going to kill you or you're going to kill me. And, Halsey chose the latter. So yeah, this is not a surprise. The Hitcher is not a surprise. What's everybody think about The Hitcher in the chat? I forgot that Ebert hated The Hitcher. I wonder what he thought of the remake. I'm sure he hated it too. I've actually not even seen the Hitcher remake. I have no desire to see the Hitcher remake. I can't believe he couldn't at least appreciate Rutger Hauer's powerhouse performance. Literally describing why it's great. There's a 20 movies that Roger Ebert actually liked list. Really? What about horror movies, though? I want to know the horror movies he actually liked. The Hitcher is amazing. I agree. Eric Red is a genius. The Hitcher is one of my favorites. Hitcher is absolutely a horror movie. My number 3 all time. Okay. All right. I'm not surprised it's on the list. I am surprised it's not lower. I mean, my goodness, what's going to be in the top? He gave this movie 0 stars. He said it was reprehensible. It's not even in the top 5. Like, where are we going from here? All right, into the top 5 we go. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003. Yo. A remake sticking to the formulaic principles of picking off victims one by one, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre is vile, ugly, and brutal. It's The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Did you go into The Texas Chainsaw Massacre expecting uplifting, heartwarming, feel good? Like, 0 star review. A 0 star review. One of its many faults, as Ebert points out, is its lack of exposition and setup, making it almost necessary to have seen or heard, making it almost necessary. It's not. What? It's not necessary to have seen or heard of the original film to know what's going on in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Really? Are you insane? I mean, the original Chainsaw and this movie are I mean, they're similar, but they're different. Vile, ugly, and brutal. I mean, it's not a commentary on anything except the marriage of slick technology with the materials of a geek show. While formulaic, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre blandly reintroduces the same horror tropes without originality or skillful execution, many of which Ebert dutifully examples in his review. I completely agree about the execution. I thought the Chainsaw remake looked great. I thought there was a lot of I thought it was a great looking movie. And that whole scene where the hitchhiker takes her life in the van and the camera moves through the hole in her head and out the back of the van, that's freaking amazing. Sorry. Was made by and for those with no attention span. Wow. Yikes. Okay. Love the TCM remake. One of the best. Yeah, I think it's one of the best remakes of that era. No doubt. TCM 2003 is one of the best remakes. I don't understand, nor do I care what Ebert says. Hey, what's up, Timothy? How you doing? There you go. It could be hard. It is about family. It is a family film. It's about a family of cannibals, but a family nonetheless. In a future stream, get a Leonard Maltin guide from the 1990s and just leaf through it. Leonard Maltin was not a horror movie fan either. Jeremy used to collect his Leonard Maltin movie guides. I think he's still got like many, many years worth of those movie guides. But also on IMDb, they used to include a Leonard Maltin review of movies back in the day. And I would love... when I would look up a horror movie, I would always check that Leonard Maltin review, and the lower his review was, typically the more I liked the movie. So, yeah, I remember his review of like The Burning. He gave it like 1 star. His review of like Sleepaway Camp, that was another like 1 star. Yeah, he was not a horror fan either. Excuse me. It does what it says on the tin, as they say. Exactly. Yeah. Hating TCM 2003 is like hating vanilla, because that's what it is. And I like it. Ebert does like the original. Well, I mean, most critics do. Most critics do. All right. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. What's up, Eddie? How you doing? It's grisly, brutal, and I love it. All right. All right. Number 5, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. I did not expect to see that on the list, but there it is. Wolf Creek. Wolf Creek is number 4. Wow. Now this is one I've not seen in a very long time. I think I only saw it once, but I do remember liking it. Wow. A movie that almost drove Ebert from the theater. Wolf Creek is a violent, misogynistic display of torture and mutilation of its women characters. Wow. If anyone you know says this is one they want, hold on. If anyone you know says this is one they want to see, my advice is don't know that person no more. Bold. Very bold of Mr. Ebert. If anyone you know says they want to see this movie, never speak to them again. Shun them from your life for the rest of your life. Wow. In his review, Ebert prefaces with his appreciation of horror films. Of course, he's going to say, "No, I really like horror films, guys, but this is." He prefaces with his appreciation of horror films, while acknowledging that when done skillfully, they are driven by purposeful violence and scare tactics. With Wolf Creek, Ebert writes, "This is a line, and this movie crossed it." Oh, I'm sorry. There is a line, and this movie crossed it. There is a role for violence in film, but what the hell is the purpose of this sadistic celebration of pain and cruelty? Securing it a 0-star review. Any fans of Wolf Creek out there? Never seen it. Never seen it. Yeah, I love Troll 2. Love Troll 2. It's been a while for this one. I do. I saw Wolf Creek 2. I was not a big fan of Wolf Creek 2. I remember not liking that one at all. Cotton Eye Joe remembers enjoying it. It's really not great. Can't hate him for this one. Wolf Creek, one of the best horror from the land down under, both 1 and 2. I've got your stream playing on my phone and my TV. Sounds like you're at my house making the live stream, helping get your views up. Oh, well, thank you, Streetlight Kid. Okay, cool. Saw it once. That was enough for me. Wolf Creek needs a Blu-ray. Horror Orman loves Wolf Creek. Okay. All right. Wolf Creek number 4. We're getting into the top 3 here, folks. The nitty gritty. What's at number 3? Jaws the Revenge. How could anyone hate Jaws the Revenge? It's Jaws the Revenge. This is another one. You can't go into this movie. I mean, like, you can't go into this movie taking it seriously. Calling the film a ripoff, Jaws the Revenge is one of Ebert's most notoriously hated movies. Jaws the Revenge earned a 0-star rating. Since we see so much of the shark in the movie, you'd think they would have built some good ones. That's actually kind of funny. This movie turns itself into a slasher flick. Exactly. You turn the shark into a slasher. Well, actually, I mean, Jaws 2 is kind of a slasher movie. Jaws 2, I think, is more of a slasher movie than this one, but, you know. Not simply a bad movie, but also a stupid and incompetent one. That's what's so great about it, is that it's so stupid and incompetent, I think. I love Jaws 2. Or Jaws the Revenge. Love me some Jaws the Revenge, man. Damn. Going in hard on Jaws the Revenge. Lord have mercy. What's up, Phil? How you doing? Jaws the Revenge is one I blame you for, P.S. I enjoy the heck out of it. Your readings from the book sold me. Oh, man, where is that novelization? It might be a good time to do some reading from that novelization, if I can find it. I think it might be in my bedroom. Every now and again, I pick up the Jaws the Revenge novelization and just turn to a random page, and I'm just blown away. The Jaws 2 novelization is actually really good, too. But the Jaws novelization actually takes you inside the mind of the shark. Okay? The shark. See, the shark in Jaws the Revenge is being controlled by a voodoo priest that Michael Brody has pissed off. So the whole revenge angle isn't necessarily about Jaws getting revenge. It's about the revenge. It's the voodoo priest's revenge against the Brody family. So in the novelization, there are moments where the shark is like saying to itself, like it doesn't understand why it's killing these people or why it's so driven to do what it's doing. Okay, that is how deep the Jaws the Revenge novelization is. I highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. Jaws 3. Okay. Number 2, I Spit on Your Grave. Now I knew that both Ebert and Siskel hated I Spit on Your Grave. So I'm not surprised to see I Spit on Your Grave on this list. Ebert walked out of the theater quickly, feeling unclean, ashamed, and depressed. He even was disturbed by the audience because the theater was full. He was disturbed by the film and the audience. So if you saw I Spit on Your Grave in the theater, Roger Ebert thinks you're disturbing. A 0-star review. He also gave the 2010 remake 0 stars. There is no reason to see this movie except to be entertained by the sight of sadism and suffering. It is I Spit on Your Grave. It is a revenge movie. And after the way that this young lady is treated at the beginning of the film, you should want her to get revenge on those who victimized her in the most sadistic means, right? The most sadistic ways, right? I'm not a huge fan of I Spit on Your Grave. I've only seen it a couple of times, but I mean, there's a reason why it's sadistic, and I mean, I Spit on Your Grave is unsettling, but she gets revenge. Exactly. The only way I can watch I Spit on Your Grave is with Joe Bob commentary. But she did get those guys back. Ebert is describing my experience with The Breakfast Club. Oh my God, Nico. That's funny. So that doesn't look like a lot of love for I Spit on Your Grave. It's definitely not, it's not a feel-good movie. It's not the kind of movie you just throw on when you've got an hour and a half to kill. It's not the movie you throw on in the background when you're doing some work around the house. It's not that kind of movie. So, hey. All right. Who is ready for numero uno, the number 1 worst movie of all time, according to Roger Ebert? This is it. The worst movie ever made, according to Roger Ebert. Let's take a moment. Let's take a breath here. Let's relax for a minute. There's been this list hasn't been as upsetting as I thought it would be. There was a couple of surprises, but there were a couple of that I was expecting. I was expecting I Spit on Your Grave. I was expecting The Hitcher. I was expecting at least one Friday the 13th movie. So, okay. All right. Number 1, the worst horror movie of all time, according to Roger Ebert. Here it is. The Human Centipede. The Human Centipede is a movie that Ebert refused to rate. Ooh. All right, hold on just one second. He wouldn't even rate it. It upset him to such a degree he would not even rate it. Are there any fans of The Human Centipede? I only saw it one time. I actually thought it was kind of funny, honestly. I thought it was entertaining. All right, sorry about that. Something I needed to do. How many likes do we have on the stream? 80 likes. Please drop a like on the stream if you're enjoying yourself. I'd appreciate that. The Human Centipede, number 1. He refused to rate it in his no star, not 0 stars. No star. Ebert insinuated that both the viewing experience and the on-screen experience in The Human Centipede are worse than death. No horror film I've seen inflicts more terrible things on its victims than The Human Centipede. You would have to be very brave to choose this ordeal, said Ebert. The movie is a nauseating 92-minute ordeal that Ebert points out director Tom Six carefully crafted. Ebert acknowledging Six's treatment of the material with utter seriousness. It's worth noting Ebert wrote that he considered his review of the infamous movie a public service announcement, but it notably did not end up on his most hated movie list. Wow. Oh, 10 unexpected 2000s movies that Ebert loved. The Human Centipede. Any fans of The Human Centipede here? The Human Centipede is a masterpiece, says Kevin. It's not an easy watch, but it's good. Yeah, I saw it once, not as bad as I expected, and had some good dark humor. Exactly. It's okay for one watch. Was a one-time watch. I saw it once and enjoyed it, but I was on acid. Let's text to speech that one.
Big Crack Rock says, I saw it once and enjoyed it, but I was on acid.
The Human Centipede is good. Okay. No thanks. So I guess Nico is not a fan of The Human Centipede. I thought it might be this, and he's wrong. The Human Centipede 2 is worse. Now, I've not seen any of the other Human Centipede. There's at least what? There's 3 at least, I think. The first one was enough for me. The first one was enough. I kind of agree with this one. The first time I think Ebert has a strong point. Okay, all right. I've never seen it, but I suspect he's right. Oh, goodness. So, okay, let's take a breather here. And then this one, this wasn't bad. This wasn't too bad. There were some shockers. Well, no, there weren't. No, I can't say there were. This one wasn't as disturbing as I thought it was going to be. There were, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake at number 5. Hellraiser at number 7. Come on. We had Friday the 13th, the final chapter at 8, and Friday the 13th part 2 at number 9. And we had Constantine at number 12 and Halloween 3 at number 13. Let's see. What is the most egregious on this list? What is the most egregious one? I knew The Hitcher, I think, is a masterpiece, but I knew that one was going to be on here. I'm surprised about Hellraiser. I knew we didn't like Hellraiser, but I didn't think it would be number 7. And Halloween 3. But, I think all the critics hated... everybody hated Halloween 3 when it first came out. Everybody hated it. Kind of surprised by Constantine. I mean, I don't know. But what do y'all think? What's the most egregious on this list? The Final Chapter. Hellraiser is the most egregious. You get an idea of what kind of movies he really can't stand. Yeah. Thank you all for 88 likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Oh, and again, if you haven't followed me over on Twitch, I am going to be doing the Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead watch party sometime this week. It's either going to be Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but it's happening. My favorite Fulci. So if you're not following me on Twitch, that link is in the description. Thank you all for 89 likes over on YouTube. I appreciate that. Probably Hellraiser or The Hitcher. Friday 2 being on this list is an insult. Halloween 3 is an awesome movie. The Hitcher, Hellraiser, Friday the 13th Part 4, Hellraiser. Mike says Hellraiser is the best horror film of the 80s. Wow. Okay. Jason Edit says he subbed. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. He picked 2 of the best Fridays. Where's Jason Goes to Hell or Jason Takes Manhattan? He probably didn't even review those. I'm sure he didn't even review those. Hellraiser is a legit masterpiece of horror. All right, so there is another Roger Ebert list that I discovered while I was looking up the horror movie one. There's actually another list from Roger Ebert. This one's only a top 10. I don't know. Should we do that one tonight, or should we wait? Should we dedicate an entire stream to the 10 worst thrillers of all time, according to Roger Ebert? What do you think? No, I've not even got a shipping notification for my Severin order. Still have not received the shipping notification. Oh, by the way, I have, I think I've got the next Movies That Made Us stream locked down. I'm going to have 3 guests on that one. And that one's going to be fun. I've not decided on when I'm going to do that one. I may wait until September to do that one. I kind of want to space these out a little bit. But I've gotten the thumbs up from the 3 folks I want to be on this one with me. So. Okay. Sounds like you guys want it. So let's take a look here. All right. We have the 10 worst thrillers of all time, according to Roger Ebert. Now, I might go through this one kind of quick, but thrillers. And we can already see Snake Eyes, and I believe that's The Ghost in the Darkness, are going to be on the list. I knew Ebert hated The Ghost in the Darkness. I remember seeing his review of it when it first came out. So, okay. Here we go. Number 10, Color of Night. Has anybody actually seen Color of Night? Oh my God. I remember when this one came out and it was just universally destroyed. It tanked huge, like no, I think I saw it one time. I don't remember anything about it. Lance Henriksen's in it. I remember Lance Henriksen being in it. And and Scott Bakula's in it too. Color of Night. Yeah. If you've not seen it, you've not missed anything. Any fans of Color of Night out there? Has anybody seen it? Nope. Nope. Nope, never seen it. Nope, never seen it. Haven't seen it. Okay. All right. So I think we can move on from Color of Night, as most people did with that movie. Number 9 is Snake Eyes. Brian De Palma's Snake Eyes. I've only seen this movie one time. I really don't remember that much about it. I know the opening of the film, like the first 10, 15 minutes is like one continuous shot. And I thought that was pretty impressive. But aside from that, I don't remember a thing about it. He gave it a 1-star review. It's the worst kind of bad film. The kind that gets you all worked up and then lets you down instead of just being lousy from the first shot. Snake Eyes retains multiple shining moments, including Cage's performance and De Palma's overall craftsmanship. But those are disappointingly offset by what Ebert called moments of dreadful implausibility, culminating in a final act that Ebert alluded to was a textbook mistake-riddled effort that is probably used to teach film students what not to do. Any fans of Snake Eyes? Excuse me. A total fun, entertaining flick. Just watched it again a few weeks ago. I like this one. Average De Palma is better than most today. That's true. That's true. I may have to revisit Snake Eyes at some point. Did this film lead to the downfall of Nick Cage? No, I don't think so. No. It was not a huge hit or anything, but no. Underrated. Chewy Gringo loves Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is solid. Snake Eyes is aight. Snake Eyes is fun. Okay. Snake Eyes is the number 9 worst thriller of all time. Number 8 is Toy Soldiers. Man, we're going deep. Some deep cuts on this one. I've not seen Toy Soldiers in 20 plus years probably. Did anyone connected with the production notice that they were making a movie that in essence had already been made? Toy Soldiers is utterly predictable and a 1-star thriller. Don't remember a thing about it. Sean Astin, Andrew Divoff, Will Wheaton, Keith Coogan, Lou Gossett Jr., and Denholm Elliott. Any fans of Toy Soldiers out there? Toy Soldiers is a great movie. Like Toy Soldiers. More like the down. Yeah, I think that was sort of the downturn of De Palma. I think really, as far as quality and box office. Yeah, I think that was more. You'd say that's more the downfall of De Palma than Cage. Toy Soldiers is good. Seeing Will Wheaton's death scene was epic for Star Wars fans. Okay. All right. Number 8, Toy Soldiers. Number 7, The Vanishing. Now, I have not... Okay. So, this is the remake of The Vanishing. What country was that made in? The French-Belgian film. Now, that Vanishing is a masterpiece. If you've not seen The Vanishing from 88, it's got a Criterion release. That is a great movie. I've heard only bad things about this one. Even though I love Jeff Goldblum and Kiefer Sutherland, I'm just not going to go there. Not going to go there. But yeah, it was the same director. Directed both of them. So strange. But any fans of this Vanishing or the real Vanishing? The only Vanishing? The true Vanishing? El Chewy Gringo enjoyed the Vanishing remake. Okay, all right. Entertainment Wizard liked it. I agree. The remake of the great French film was a total waste of time. It had a happy ending. Oh, really? Oh. What? Oh. Now I really don't want to see it. That's no. No, never going to see it now. Never. What's up, Horror Collections 13? Hey, how are you, Pizza? How was your weekends? Good, man. How was yours? Hope you've had a good one. The 1988 is one of my all-time favorite movies. The remake is a disgrace. I really like The Vanishing, but the original foreign version is much better. Yes, much. It's a great film. Truly a great film. If you've not seen it, you got to check it out. All right, number 6, The Ghost in the Darkness. Okay. Is it? I thought it's The Ghost and the Darkness, not The Ghost in the Dark. Oh, okay. I guess that was just an error there. The Ghost and the Dark. Okay. Little typo there from Collider. Nobody's perfect, right? I remember watching this review way back in the day. So, yeah, I knew that. I think both of them, or did Siskel like it? I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Ghost in the Darkness. I saw it one time, probably back in the late 90s. I've never wanted to see it again. Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas never for a second looked like anything other than thoroughly unhappy movie stars stuck in a humid climate and a doomed production. Yeah, I do not remember it being very good. All right. Number 5, The Limits of... a Jim Jarmusch movie. I've never heard of this one. The Limits of Control. Jim Jarmusch. Only half a star. A dreamlike 116-minute runtime. In a dreamlike 116-minute runtime, the mysterious lone man travels through Spain, meeting strangers at cafes to exchange matchboxes, always ordering 2 espressos in 2 separate cups. It's a visually appealing art thriller that somehow did and yet didn't get away with its empty premise. Jarmusch is making some kind of point. I think the point is that if you strip a story down to its bare essentials, you will have very little left. I like a lot of Jim Jarmusch's stuff. Dead Man, I think, is great. Broken Flowers is great. I know I'm leaving out other... Ghost Dog. I love Ghost Dog. But I've never seen The Limits of Control. Anybody seen The Limits of Control? Hold on. The Ghost in the Darkness is objectively a very good movie, really. Okay. I saw Ghost in the Darkness in the theater, really enjoyed it. Okay. Any fans...
Mama. Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this closet smells of death.
Horror Collections 13. Thank you for the $4.99. Did you watch Bloodbath at the House of Death? Is that the new Vinegar Syndrome release that's coming out soon? I've never seen Bloodbath at the House of Death. That is it, right? Somebody help me here. But if that is in fact it, I've not seen it. But thank you, Horror Collections 13. I appreciate that. Very kind of you, sir. I didn't see a Michael Douglas movie I didn't like in the 80s and 90s. My total Michael stan. Okay. I'm calling The Island of Dr. Moreau the #1 film on this list. Wow. Rambo Raff saw it and hated it. Oh, goodness. 2 espressos and 1 cup would just be 1 large espresso. Jarmusch is great, but that one's weak. Okay. All right. What the hell? Is the spirit of Roger Ebert here? Are you here, Roger? Give us a sign, Roger, if you are here. Give us a sign, anything. Any sign. Roger. Okay. Guess that was just nothing. All right. Let's move on. Number 5, The Limits of Control. Number 4, Body of Evidence. The Madonna film. I remember seeing this one way back in the day. I do remember it being pretty bad. I'd have to agree with Ebert on this one. It's an excruciatingly incompetent entry in the Basic Instinct genre, filled with lines that only a screenwriter could love and burdened with a plot that confuses mystery with confusion. Body of Evidence is riddled with problems, from its murky plot debris to poor technical choices to the bizarre sex and copious amounts of implausible nudity. Implausible nudity. Okay. Any fans of Body of Evidence? I'm late. I showed up just in time for Roger's Ghost. How you doing? Chainsaw. Piz, you're messing with powers you can't possibly understand. Mike Barrett likes it. I wonder why Mike likes it. Is it because of the implausible nudity, Mike? Is that why you like it? Sicko. All right. All right. Number 4, Body of Evidence. Number 3, The Life of David Gale. Never seen it. Never seen it. Any fans of The Life of David Gale? 0-star rating. 0 stars. Any fans out there? Hey, what's up, Retro Cac? How have you been, man? Oh, I love Body Double. I can't wait for that 4K to come out. No comment on David Gale? Okay. Rambo Raff also saw that and also hated it. Kevin Kruger likes it. Life of David Gale's great. Okay. All right. A lot of people with no opinion on David Gale. Okay. All right. Let's move on from David Gale. David Gale seems to be a sticky subject. So Let's move on. It's number 2. We're getting in the top 2 here. What? That's the stream, folks. All right. Let's see what this idiot had to say about Death Wish 2. Ebert called the film a disaster that was underwritten and desperately underplotted. I award no stars, only to movies that are artistically inept and morally repugnant. So Death Wish 2 joins such unsavory company as Penitentiary 2 and I Spit on Your Grave. And that, in a way, is a shame. His review expressed deep disappointment in the follow-up to the controversial thriller, where Kersey's revenge tour felt justifiable despite promoting lawless retribution. Here, with an almost carbon copy repeat, Ebert described it as a series of dumb killings.
Mama? Yes, darling, what is it? Mother, this cloth smells of death.
Miss Rashade, thank you for the $4.99. Finally pre-ordered the Hitcher limited edition from Second Sight. Are you excited for it? Also, as always, R.I.P. Ben Tramer. Yes. R.I.P. to Ben Tramer. I am looking forward to the Hitcher release from Second Sight very much. I've got mine pre-ordered. Can't wait to check it out in 4K. It's been a long time coming. Want to see all the new extras as well. Can't wait. Thank you, Miss Rashade. Appreciate that. Moving on. Number 1, The Last Rites. Who cares? Never heard of it. Never seen it. Don't care. All right. I knew that was a bad idea. The horror movie list really wasn't that bad. And then Man. So what else you guys want to talk about? Thank you all for 109 likes on the stream. I appreciate that. Just a reminder, I will be doing a watch party for Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, a.k.a. The Gates of Hell. Sometime this week over on my Twitch channel. If you're not following me on Twitch, that link is in the description. We're all very disappointed. I know. Yeah, deflated, yes. Majorly deflated. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. I know. I do not take lightly to Bronson disrespect. No, I do not. No, I do not. Man. That was rough. That was rough. The mustache alone. Exactly. The mustache should have got a star. The soundtrack should have got a star. Alone. Just, I mean, that's 2 stars alone. Lord. That was rough. That was rough. I wasn't expecting it either. That one really, yeah, that it's going to take a while to recover from that one. That wasn't a gut punch. That was a low blow. That was a low blow. Do I like all the Death Wish movies? Yes. I like them all. I've not seen the remake with Bruce Willis. I don't really care to. But Death Wish 1 through 5, I like them all. 2 is my favorite, though. 2 is my favorite. Yeah. Let's just try and put it. Yes, let's just try and put it behind us now.
Cotton Eye Joe says, let's just try and put it behind us now.
Let's focus on something positive. The new Alien movie's coming out this weekend. Who's excited for the new Alien movie? Jeremy and I are. We're going to be there. The earliest showing on Friday, I'm sure. Jeremy's been talking about Alien Romulus for months now. There's no question we're going to be there. And hopefully they'll have some of those alien head popcorn buckets left. I would love to eat popcorn out of the alien head while we're watching Alien Romulus. Hopefully they've still got some more of those. I don't know. Let's hope so. Has anybody out there grabbed one of the there's like 3 or 4 different alien popcorn buckets. There's two heads. There's one bucket that has the face sucker on it, and there's another one that looks like a tank that's got a face hugger on it. There's like 4 different alien buckets. It's crazy. It's crazy. Only watched the... No interest in seeing another in a tired Alien franchise. Wow. But you turned down a free screening? What if it's good? What if on Friday or Saturday I put out a review and I say this is the best Alien movie ever? You still not see it? Only watched the first trailer and it looks awesome. Great visuals, ideas, and atmosphere. Yeah, I've only seen the first little teaser. not seen anything else. That's how I like to do it. What's up, Verisimilitude? How you doing? I might see it Sunday. Cool. Piz, I knew you were a good guy. Anyone who loves Bronson has great taste. Thank you, Satan's child. I'm not quite that depressed. I was depressed, but I'm not quite that. That depression after having seen Rob Zombie's Hollywood, that took a while to get over. In fact, I still have like some PTSD flashbacks to that depression from time to time. So it's not that bad. It was bad. It's not that bad though. You got the Cinemark one? Cool. Cool. Did they have... No, I'm going to a Regency. I'll be going to a Regency. Hopefully the Regency will have plenty left. AMC's having some kind of opening night fan event, but they don't explain what it actually is. Ooh. Intriguing. My girlfriend works next to a Cinemark and hasn't been able to secure one. Ugh. Canadians are not getting the popcorn buckets? What? What? That's not right. Want the facehugger one? I saw a picture somebody posted. Is it of like the little shrunken head guy? Or is it actually Beetlejuice? The Beetlejuice buckets. That's another one Jeremy wants to go watch. That comes out like next month, right? I think it comes out next month. I've heard good things about Cuckoo. I'd like to see it. I wonder if that's playing anywhere near me. Let's see. Or no, wait, the theater I'm going to go to with Jeremy's a Regal. Did I say a Regency or a Regal? Let's see. Is Cuckoo playing? Oh, they do have Cuckoo. Cool. Alien Romulus. The first screening is 9:45 on Friday. That's way too early. The 1 o'clock show, that's more for me. But I don't think Cuckoo's out now. Oh, it looks like it's not going to be there next weekend though. Let's see. Yeah, I think Cuckoo's only playing... I think this is going to be its last week at my Regal. Yeah. Yep. They're making room for some new stuff. But I have heard good things about Cuckoo. Cuckoo is sick. Loved it. Nice. Who was my favorite specialist from Black Ops 3? Who was the guy who shot the he had that gun that shot the little hives? I like that guy. That was my favorite specialist. It's a sandworm bucket. Ah. Okay. Wednesday, August 14th, I turned 56. My wife and I are going to see Cuckoo and having dinner. Nice. That sounds like a good birthday, Dave. All right, Nico, have a good night, man. Take care. I've not seen Immaculate yet. No. Cuckoo was crazy. Awesome. No real interest in Deadpool and Wolverine. I might see it when it streams, when it comes out on streaming. Like, I've heard it's really good. I've heard that Wesley Snipes is back in it as Blade, and I think that is really cool. I think listen, nobody cares about this new Blade movie they've been trying to get off the ground for all these years. Bring back Wesley Snipes for one final Blade movie. Give him a Logan kind of send-off. Revive David Goyer's original idea for Blade 3, where, like, you know, vampires have taken over the world. Blade is humanity's only hope, and he has to sacrifice himself to save all of mankind. That's a hit right there. That's a hit. The Nomad, yes, that's him. Yeah, I liked him. I didn't really play World. I didn't play World at War at all. Didn't play that one at all. Oh, goodness, people. I think I'm going to call it a night there. That last list really took a lot out of me. That was painful. That kind of disrespect to Bronson and Death Wish 2 is just unforgivable. My goodness. But thank you all for 120 likes on the stream. I appreciate that very much. Let me do some shout outs here. Shout out to Eerie Spirit, Cotton Eye Joe, GZDR for Ev, Sunny Shram, Nick 2 Blitzed 997, Killer Cutie, Ferris Man, and Tig Nuts. Thank you for hanging out with me over on Twitch. I appreciate that. And again, if you're not following me on Twitch, go follow me on Twitch. I'm going to be doing a City of the Living Dead, aka the Gates of Hell watch party over there sometime this week. Shout out to Nico for the $10 super chat. Thank you very much. Shout out to Kevin Kruger for the $1.99. Shout out to Michael Martinez for the $5. Shout out to Kevin Kruger for the additional $1.99. Shout out to Nico for the additional $5. Shout out to Bismo Funyuns for the $5. Shout out to Horror Collections 13 for the $4.99. And shout out to Mish Rashade for the $4.99. I appreciate that, y'all. Very kind of you. Hey, let's see who's still with me here on YouTube. We got Bog Zombie here. We got Verisimilitude. Kevin Morrison. There's Horror Collections 13. Horror Orman. Scott V. Big Crack Rock. Witch Hunter. Aaron Lewis, El Chuy Gringo, Derek Jana, Michael Sullivan, Apollo Balboa, Cohen, happy birthday. You turned 11 on Thursday. Happy birthday, my man. Hope you had a good one. There is Slasher Home Video. Go check out his channel, by the way. Total Meltdown 2 is here. This Machine Kills Fascists is here. Smudge. Punisher Batman fan. My Coke was stolen by Superman. Great name. There's Nico. Dave. Kevin. Let's see. Who else do we have with us? Richard C. My buddy Dream Emulator, Matt, go check out his channel too. Yeah, right on. Thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week. I'll see you again real soon. Keep your eyes peeled. I have got a new video with Jeremy dropping maybe tomorrow or Tuesday. Got the watch party coming up soon. Some reviews. Got a huge I Love Physical Media video dropping very soon as well. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that good stuff. Take care. Be well. I'll see you again soon. And until then, peace.